Hello, Lobos. This is Emily, and I'm here with.
My name is Thomas,
And today we're going to be talking about a very, it might be sensitive or insensitive to other people, but we're going to be talking about mental health and
and
in your well being. Yeah. So we're going to be having questions like, what is your opinion on mental health, or how you put yourself in other people's shoes, or like, what are common misconceptions about your own mental health? So, to start this off, a lot of people always have the common question to ask, oh, well, how do I know that my mental health is like not depleting by the day? To be honest, for me, I always write down how my days are going, not in full detail or anything, but like always write down things that either upset me or got me really happy or how I generally felt about a day. And it helps a lot for me to know like, oh, I did really well this day, or oh, this day wasn't that good for me. And I take time to self-reflect a lot, so my feelings don't bottle up. And a lot of people always have questions on how to do that. So Thomas, do you have any other advice to give people for that?
my advice is when you got problems and like you feel as if you need to get out and talk to somebody, you can go outside. The sun is very nice, especially if you live in like a warm or like a just a nice neighborhood or in general. But like go outside, take a walk, or call a long term friend or a family member or cousin. Like
Mm-hmm.
talk to somebody. And you ain't even got to talk to somebody. Sometimes you could talk to yourself because it do take a lot of self reflect and a self
Mm-hmm.
like it takes a lot of self control and like just it's like self improvement. Like when you do a lot of things by yourself, like you it gives you room to learn and experience a lot of stuff when it comes to especially stuff about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, getting different perspectives from another person and like different views is also good because it can be helpful on the stuff that you are completely clueless on. S- Overall, depending on how you are and depending on like the type of person you are, the method that you pick is just whichever one you're more comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my thing is when it comes to mental, it's like when like what starts what starts you know, depression or like just general mental issues.
Do you like um well, this is a different like type of thing that that it could like start with, like depression. It could be from stress in school, lack of even communicating with others, or sometimes it could just be in your genetics. Depression can carry on in genetics, and mental health issues can also come with genetics. But a lot of people, like, even if they deny it or not, have mental issues, and it is not a bad thing as long as you're not using it to, like, damage yourself or damage others, because it's always okay to talk about your mental and how you're feeling, like, always. And the way to cope in everything, like how we said that you can write it down or you can go outside and stuff. People always have the common question of, how do you make time for your mental health when you're busy? And it's a very, very common question because a lot of people, even grown ups, have to deal with stuff like this, and they have jobs to go to 24/7, and they always have to work. And you just need to, gain the courage to have a little small self-care habits into yourself, like a little routine, or even scheduling some days off of work and, working on yourself, even for school. I know school can be rough and you can't miss that many days, but sometimes people, like, school should understand that kids, especially our age, have to wake up really early in the morning, and sometimes we can't even go to sleep until 1 or 2 a.m. And a lot of students in the school also have to go to work, have to take care of kids at home, even their little siblings, and they're like, well, how do I take care of my mental health if I'm so busy every day? Please always schedule a way to always have at least one day to yourself, at least an hour or two to yourself, for so you can gather yourself together and just know what you're gonna do for the next few days, or maybe take your mind off of that and just focus on yourself. Maybe like a nice bath, a nice walk, maybe preparing yourself a nice meal, talking to yourself about your feelings, talking to people that you love about your feelings. Hanging out with people you love also brings a lot of self happiness into you, which is also like really nice, because people who always think they're alone or think that they don't have anyone to talk to, always try to find someone that you can at least be with. And if you can't, depend on yourself to make yourself happy.
So like when it comes to when it comes to learning new skills and like or no actually do you feel like school is a big reason why a lot of kids have depression nowadays?
It could be a major factor of why kids do have depressions. Like I did say earlier, that kids like
Overly
around,
exhausted?
yeah, freshmen to seniors have to go to work sometimes. Maybe they don't get to go home until like 11 p.m. or so, and then they have to go home, take care of their little siblings if they have little
Do
siblings.
you
And
feel like it's the school or do you feel like it's the people inside of the school?
I think it could be both. It could generally be both, because you can't blame most on the school and most on the people, but it's like a most like neutral type of balance. And mostly I do blame school, because a lot of kids do not have the energy to learn about Spanish or history at 8 in the morning. Like around 8 in the morning, for normal people, they'd be having breakfast, barely waking up. At 8 in the morning, we're forced to learn, and most teachers are very strict about it. Some teachers are
And
nice and they let you rest, but some teachers force that learning onto you. And it could be difficult for some students that go through a lot at home.
well, yeah. Honestly, I feel like school plays a big part when it comes to well, not a big part, but I feel like school is one of the main parts of depression.
A lot of people also have the same common question of saying, are my feelings normal or is it a sign of a problem? First of all, feelings come in so many different ways, and you can interpret them in how you live your life. Man, if you are a very angry person and you're always in a negative or stuff like that, asking yourself, are my feelings normal, could lead to a lot of aggressiveness. And sometimes it just really depends on the person, on who's asking, are my feelings normal? Every feeling has a reason to be there, and it's not something we can all control. It could be difficult for others to control, it could be easier for others to control, and some people may envy that. And people with envy, like, it's difficult for them to really understand, why can't I have this and why are they always happy? Because they don't see where a person is really struggling. They always see the positive side, but the people who envy are always in the negative, because they never think positive. They always see the best in others, but they don't see what is happening in their life. And that takes a huge part in social media. In social media, people always post the good. They always post, oh, this is this and that, and this is great. They always post what is going on in their life, but never what they are really feeling. Like, they will never post, like, oh, I'm sad. Oh, this and this happened, and now I'm feeling this way. No, they're always posting the good. That's why people normalized feeling envy for others. People normalized always feeling happy, and normalized never feeling like that feeling to always being brought down. They normalized not being in depression, and normalized not asking how people really are.
So do you feel like social media and school ruin people's emotional intelligence?
Of course, social media takes a huge part, more than school, because they always want to normalize what people don't care about these days anymore. Mental health has always tried to like people who give like mental health help always try to like increase during the years because they always want to be there for people. But since social media also grows in the same amount of time as them, but grows 10 times faster with, all these bunch of people
Trying to get
that
famous and get
trying to get
money.
famous and everything, like those people that envy, they're going to get more people into their group over and over again. And it's just, it's difficult. It's difficult for people to like get help. And social media can help you find help, and social media could also have a feeling to bring you down because of the people that always make their life seem high and mighty and always want to make them like they always want to show them look like they're the top of the people, that you're never gonna be like them, or like, also body standards are also a huge thing in social media, and that could also bring people down because of their mental health. They're like, oh, what if I'm too big, what if I'm too skinny, what if, like, people normalize
So
what
like
people don't accept anymore.
when you there's people are that are like they're too thin, I mean, too skinny or too, too big. When it comes to like exercise and stuff, do you feel like the exercise like mentally help them, or like is it just a physical effect that makes their mind? Because like since it's like you could look one way, transition to look another way. Do you feel like just because you look that way it'll help your mental, or do you feel like the process of you actually getting the self discipline helps?
Well, for that, I feel self discipline is also a really huge part of mental health. Exercise could really help people with their mental health. They could set goals. Setting goals is a huge part of mental like health. If you can set goals, that could help you so much with your mental health. And some people just get fit because they feel like, oh, maybe I'm not fit enough, maybe I'm not skinny enough, so they work out, and that
What
could lead to serious like health issues, eating disorders, and that comes with a lot of like well-being, and it could ruin you. That's why you need to set goals instead of setting too high goals that you see in social media that people normalize that aren't like physically possible for some people.
right?
Hmm.
So like what are some set goals that you have set for yourself?
My goals, uh I mean, they're like the basic. I mean, like, um at least finish school, you know, getting a good stable job, helping my parents, at least helping the people around me. And if I ever see someone down, I set the goal within myself to at least help a person and help them up if they ever need help.
And even if you stop getting help, are you gonna continue?
If I stop getting help, of course. I'm really independent as a person, to be honest, because I understand that not everybody has a person, and not everyone has a person, and sometimes you just have to depend on yourself. Anyways, that was it today for you guys. I hope you really guys enjoyed this, and I hope you can leave us questions that we're soon to be answering. Anyways, my name is Emily,
And my name is Thomas.
and have a great day, Lobos.
Bye.